Her pronouns are Gulf of America, damn it. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist starting the segment that way. That's right, guys. It's official. Donald Trump has only for Americans, but listen, we're Americans. We don't see anything from the perspective of anyone outside of America. We hardly see things from the perspective of other Americans, okay? Like, that's a miracle when an American can see things from another American's perspective at all, okay? Like, for all intents and purposes, it's the Gulf of America now. I cannot believe that this is real. And frankly, it is comical how few people are making fun of this. Like, the internet of 2 years ago would have been great with this. Like, they would have been making memes, they would have been joking about, they would have been working with this material. But people have become so, like, in favor of Trump or so ambivalent to what he does that this is just like, most people are honestly saying it's based if they're talking about it at all. Besides that, it's getting ignored, you know? Where's the energy at? People on the left just don't support the struts of infrastructure of an online media landscape. They need to. They check out, you know? And that's what's kind of happened. That's why we're not hearing a lot of people dunking on this, right? Listen, there is a lot to dunk on, though. And so if no one else is going to, then I have to do it. Donald Trump, just the other day, or I think today, actually, while on Air Force One, and yes, this is what the inside of his jet looks like, even though it looks like the inside of a room, like in a house, that is the inside of his jet. He signed, while flying over the Gulf of Mexico, international waters, by the way, not belonging to America, he signs the executive order, officially renaming it to the Gulf of America, only for Americans. Let's watch. This shit is actually funny. I have seen this clip before, but not this coverage of it. Let's watch.
And so just prior to this signing, if you will, the button was pushed. It became official with this proclamation to call today Gulf of America Day. But now it's going out.
I forgot about Gulf of America Day! Yep, that's right. Today, federal holiday now, apparently. I don't know if we get time off, but it's officially recognized by America because Trump signed the executive order. Today is now the first Gulf of America Day. That's right, guys. Happy Gulf of America Day.
As we're sitting here right now, our team is calling all the map providers, so Google Maps, Apple Maps, all the map people. That change will take effect this afternoon to Gulf of America. So again...
Only for Americans, though, by the way, because America doesn't actually own the Gulf of Mexico and doesn't have the right to change its name, and the rest of the world basically refuses to accept this, so it's only America that will see it as the Gulf of America. Of course, Mexico will still be recognizing it as the Gulf of Mexico, too, funnily enough. But what's so funny about this is that all of these tech companies are going to update Google Maps to show it as the Gulf of America, but only for Americans, while the rest of the world sees it as it actually is, the actual name it's known by. And isn't that just like the perfect example of Trump's presidency here? How, like, America has decided to submerge itself into collective delusion and use its power to lash out at the rest of the world, and the rest of the world is just like, no, we're not a part of this. You are insane. We're not joining in your collective delusion. That, like, the Gulf of America, or I called it that. The Gulf of Mexico is the Gulf of America, or that, like, Greenland should belong to America. Like, we're not accepting these ideas. We're not just saying, oh, okay. Kind of Zan, it says Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America here in New Zealand. I just checked. Oh, it has, like, parentheses for Gulf of America? That's funny. Okay, I guess I take that point back. I guess everyone sees Gulf of America in parentheses now, beneath Gulf of Mexico. So it has two names. The real name, and then the name that Americans choose to call it. Okay. Actually, no, that even wait, that is even a better job of outlining how like deranged America is. And I guess you could look at like our measurement systems, how we like measure like volume of water, distance, weight, and temperature. You could point to that as also another example of America just being like, we're special. Our reality is the real one. But even there, at least it was compatible with reality. Here it's just like we're just choosing to believe the rest of the world calls it that now, basically. Like, even he doesn't acknowledge that it's just for America. It's meant for Americans to be genuinely so delusional that they think the rest of the world also sees it that way now.
Fantastic. Thank you, President Trump, for setting this all in motion with your executive order. It's an exciting, fun day, and great to do this as we're flying over the Gulf of America.
We thought it would be very appropriate. Catherine, thank you very much for being here.
So
It's been a very important part of his life. And who knows what would have happened to him without you.
Here it comes.
It might not have been good. Here you go.
Here it comes.
Okay.
Here it comes.
Have you talked to Mexico about this?
Actually, interestingly, I've never spoken to him about it. It was our
I've never
call,
spoken to Mexico.
and I have not spoken to him about. I've spoken to him about many other things, but I haven't. Really
He keeps saying I've not spoken to him about it. The president of Mexico is a woman, right? Isn't the current Mexican president a woman? All right, get ready, guys. Get ready for an amazing fucking moment.
talked to him about this. They have never brought it up. I'm a little surprised at that, but they've never brought it up.
Sir, can you tell us about your conversation with Vladimir Putin?
I don't want to do that now. No, we're trying to end that war. It's a war that would have never happened if I were president. It would have never happened. But we're making progress, but I can't tell you.
You suffered a couple of court losses, Mr. President, and J.D. Vance said judges aren't allowed to control the executive power. What's your take on that?
Well, we're going to see what happens. We have a long way to go, and we're talking about fraud, waste, abuse, and when a president can't look for fraud and
God, I
waste
hope
and
they
abuse,
include
we
it
don't
here.
have a country anymore. So we're very disappointed with the judges that would make
Please
such a
include it.
ruling. But we have a long way to go. We have to look. We have to find all of the fraud that's going on. We have tremendous fraud, tremendous waste, and tremendous abuse, and theft, by the way. And the day you're not allowed to look for
Please
theft
include
and
it.
fraud,
Oh, it's Fox. Of course they didn't include it. Fuck, man. Please. Please, someone, do not spoil it. If you know, find me the clip. Please. Please. I can't say it without spoiling it, so if you know, if you can find the clip where Trump gets interrupted, please. Please. Please, someone. Oh my god. Oh, I hate Fox. Of course they didn't include... Of course they didn't include it. I'll check the comments for linkers. At least the comments are ripping Trump apart. I'm gonna have to search on... No, you guys don't have it, do you? Nah, there's no media infrastructure online to have even posted it, to be honest. Like, no one... Yeah. Like, no one with a platform is against Trump or cares enough to have posted it, because it makes Trump look bad. I'm looking, give me a minute. It's probably a waste of time, Ride the Rails. I've come to realize that 90% of things I try to find that are, like, definitively real that make Republicans or conservatives look bad are unfindable because there's just no, like, there's nothing to boost it in the search algorithms and stuff. It just dissolves. Hype me up too much? I know, I wish I could find the clip. I wish I could, dude. I wish I could. It was so good. It was so good. Not a single link. Is this it? Did I find
From
it?
the Gulf of Mexico.
I might have found it. I might have found it.
And we are now about...
Yes.
appropriate.
Okay, I found it. All right. Yes. Okay, I found it myself. Thank you, chat, for looking, but I did find it. Okay. God, this is peak. So as he's signing this order, this is a few days ago, as he's signing the order to declare what he claims is America's water to name the Gulf of America. The pilot goes over the intercom and proceeds to say,
even bigger than the Super Bowl. This is a big thing. And almost everybody now has assented to that.
Attention on board. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please direct your attention out the right side of the aircraft. Air Force One is currently in international waters, for the first time in history, flying over the recently renamed Gulf of America. Please enjoy the flight, and we are now about to head westbound to Super Bowl 59.
Wow. He did that.
wow. You know the pilot snuck in that line about international waters on purpose, right? Like, he had to, right? Like, why does this keep happening? You guys have seen the clip of Elon's son cucking him, right? Like, in that interview where the interviewer, like, the reporter asks, what safeguards and oversights and transparency will there be? Because people think you're just the world's richest man controlling their money and government and tax dollars now. And his son just yells no before Elon can answer. God, that shit was funny. How does this keep happening to them? Like, people are accidentally calling out their bullshit in real time at a, like... It's a very... If I had a nickel for every time this happened, I'd only have 2, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. And in, like, 3 days from each other. Like, in the same 3-day span. Like, a day apart. I feel like this is the universe taunting us. I feel like the sane people left, like, bashing their brains into the brick wall, pushing the Sisyphusianly pushing the boulder, still, after Trump's win. I feel like this is meant to mock us. Like, look how crazy they can be, and people still won't listen to you. It feels like the universe mocking, almost. Elon's kid told Trump to shut his mouth as well, Lamau. Wait, is that real? That's crazy. All the sane people got fired? Good lord. I just... Oh, man. Listen, I'm not calling it the Gulf of America, alright? I'm gonna forget that it's called the Gulf of America now. So goddamn fast. Like, I'm gonna be calling it the Gulf of Mexico again by accident, while forgetting about this whole thing within, like, the next month, right? This isn't gonna stick, really, besides with, like, MAGA. Actually, I think whether or not this sticks will really go to show how fucking cooked America is. If you start hearing everyone referring it to it as the Gulf of America, just period, then, like, that's a good litmus test for how cooked people are. Like, yeah, I guess it's the Gulf of America now. Good God, what has happened to this country, genuinely? What has happened to people? My conservative PE teacher forced us to call it the Gulf of America when showing off his hiking trips. Yeah, that's a big part of this, by the way, is to make it so that teachers that are conservative can say, no, you have to be in line with what Trump said. It's a power play. AOC and Crenshaw is our only hope. I don't think Crenshaw is gonna be a very reliable person. AOC has very limited political power, you know? There's only so much she can do. Jasmine Crockett, same situation as based as she is. There's only so much they can do. Spending like 20, 30 hours gish galloping on the House floor to prevent the Republicans from getting things done definitely helps, but I mean, that's the most they can do, you know? They gotta do that shit in shifts, honestly. Delay that shit as long as you can, guys. I'm rooting for you. Where's the WoW music? It's Stardew Valley music today, because I felt like it. Because why not? Listen, if y'all enjoyed this segment, if you found it entertaining, educational, or in any way enjoyable, then please consider leaving a like and a comment. It really does help the channel a lot. It's totally free, and it means bunches. I really do appreciate it. Of course, if you want to see more from me in the future, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon to turn on all notifications so that YouTube actually tells you when I go live or upload new videos in the future, because remember, if you don't, they won't. And of course, finally, if you want to support me directly, financially, you can afford it and you feel like it, then consider donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub on my website, xanderhall.com/live. Or, maybe, buy some merch through the Streamlabs link down below, or support me through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, StreamElements, Patreon, and that's it. Listen, regardless of how you support me, even if you're a lurker, I just want to say thank you for watching, as always, and I hope to see you again.